how to motivate the organization to innovate. That's maybe linked to the previous question. This came from a person working again in a very large organization. I think this organization had, what did I look in? Plus 80,000 employees. So very, very, very large organization. Motivate the organization to innovate. It's not easy. There are a lot of things that come together and need to come together to motivate a whole organization. If you talk about innovation, for me, it's always do first and show the results. You will, most of the time, you will not convince people inside of large organization with just a presentation. You have the possibility to speak to a lot of people inside of the organization. You just tell a story, or you just mention, hey, we should innovate, we should do this, we should do that. As long as you don't have proof points in large organizations that show results understandable for everyone inside of the business, people will not move. People will not support that. Though that they will say before, yes, they like your idea, they like your approach, it's often the missing point that you show results. So it's a key part for you as the innovator, building recognition of people that they understand you can support a business topic, you solve a real problem for the business, and then you show the results. And therefore you do step by step go into that. Then you share the story. You share the story of how you did it, what has worked, what has not worked. And as well, for me, important, I know not all organizations are up for doing that, sharing the failures, sharing what didn't work, and not in a blaming perspective. Do this in a way that people understand that you truly come from, you have validated it in that way and it didn't work. And it's not bad. It's a good learning because it helped you to come to that next step, and it helped you to find the right solution or the next step of the right solution. Really, really important, telling that story and getting the perspective of the other people, but talking in the language they understand. I've worked in a furniture company in IKEA globally. So early on, when I was a team leader and I was responsible for reducing energy consumption in an IKEA store, we calculated the energy consumption back into sofas, because sofas, you have affordable sofas, and sofas, you have very expensive sofas. So we translated that into the expensive version and told a story around how many sofas do we need to sell to be able to convert that into the energy consumption we need to save. So everyone understood from a monetary aspect of how much money this conversion from sofas to electricity, in that case, was worth it for the business. So if you are able to tell the story that people understand it, it helps them to support your cause. It helps them to really say, okay, there's something in it. Maybe we can do this in a different way. So people will come and start asking you about things. And then key part for me is documenting your journey. I'm a big fan of documenting on a day-to-day base your journey of what's happening, how is it working, how do you do that? Because if you build a storyline and help people to interact with you on an ongoing base, they get hooked to that story, they get hooked to the movement, and they see you progressing. There was a good post yesterday from a good friend who is innovator in HIQA Nobel, which I shared only on LinkedIn yesterday. So he was taking a video and showing how they work with startups. I think that's exactly the way you should do internally to increase the awareness of what this team of innovators is doing in HIQA Nobel, and as well get people interested, because he interviewed startups who are part of this acceleration program and engagement program they do in Amsterdam. So it was a very good example of doing this in a corporate context and get people on board, showing the progress as he goes. And I asked him on WhatsApp this night to do this more often, because I really liked it as an external. I have not seen what these guys are doing. So this is a great story. And it's not corporate PR. It's not corporate communication. It was going external, but it's, I think, valuable internal and external.